watching Sway.
Sway?
Sway.
In the morning? In the morning.
In the morning.
Only on Shade 45. Y'all better tune in or these guys is coming at you.
Turn it up.
Why did you get into journalism?
Curiosity. Why'd you get into it?
You.
Wow, man, that's a clip from the movie called The Truth. Well, it's called Truth, and it's out right now. It's starring one of my former co-stars, Heather B.
How so?
I mean, you've seen him in Predators,
Right.
Spider-Man,
Right,
Interstellar, that 70s show. Sure, he's done all that work.
The most challenging week of work for me was when I knew I was going to be working with you.
Yes.
And you did not disappoint.
Thank you. Topher Grace is here, ladies and gentlemen. He was once one of my co-stars for Police We Did with Josh Horowitz over at MTV.
Oh.
And you were actually legitimately hilarious in that.
Thank you, Topher. I'm kind of shy about these things, but
Are you?
Topher Grace is here, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
Now, naturally, this movie, which I'm totally transparent, I've yet to see.
Sure.
Okay,
I think most of America has yet to see it.
Okay, but it's out now, right?
Yeah, but it comes out. It's like staggered.
It's staggered.
So it comes out in cities slowly.
Okay, it comes out in cities slowly, so I don't feel too bad. Now I was reading the plot. Mary Mapes is it? Producer of primetime news program 60 Minutes Wednesday. Her crew and eminent CBS national news anchor Dan Rather face accuracy questions following the airing in the months before the U.S. 2004 presidential election of a report that President George W. Bush had in early 1970s received preferential treatment from officials of the Texas Air National Guard. This is a true story, right?
Yeah, this is something that just happened back in 2004, 2005. You remember when it was happening?
Yeah. We were following and doing. Yeah.
It's crazy. Dan Rather's the guy who, kind of got the torch passed to him from Walter Cronkite.
Yeah.
And this is how it kind of ended for him there at CBS.
Now, CBS, they're in opposition of this movie, right? Or what are they saying about this moment in time?
I don't know. I've been out of the country making a film, so all I know is they're not running ads on CBS. Yeah.
So they're not fans.
They're not running ads. Do you remember this when it came out that George W. Bush didn't pass some type of physical criteria or something? And
you don't want to go after those guys unless
you got facts.
Yeah, and it was well, the movie goes into it. It's funny, everyone I know, like all my friends, remembers that something happened.
Yeah.
But what's good about a movie like this is you get the whole story. You get to learn everything about what happened and kind of make up your mind.
Well, is it true or not, right?
Well, I mean, that's what it's called, yeah. I like that it's called The Truth. I think
Truth.
That would have been a better title than Truth.
If it was The Truth?
The Truth.
It came out naturally for me.
Or that could be on like the poster.
Uh-huh.
Like you could say, like, truth is the truth.
Yeah.
Sway.
Boom. I like that. Topher Grace. Now, hold up, man. There was something else I read. Gil Schwartz, the chief spokesman for CBS, who was also depicted in this film, said it's astounding how little truth is in Truth.
Well, certainly everyone has an opinion. It's a very divisive movie because, everyone has different opinions. It has to do a lot with the politics of the time.
Yeah.
Bush. And so when I've been going around doing interviews about this, I can tell from who I'm talking to what their viewpoint on the movie is a litmus of kind of what their politics are.
So
everyone sees it a little differently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My politics are the truth, so I don't.
Then you'll like it.
Then I'll like it. I don't care which side of the fence you're on. If you're a Republican, if you're a Democrat, if you're Green Party, if you're in the hip hop party like Topher and I are.
Yeah, that's us.
It doesn't. Have you ever gotten any? I don't know if backlash is the right word.
Threats?
But threats from a character you've done in a movie?
Oh, that's interesting. No, if anything, it would be. Remember Traffic? Remember that movie?
I remember Traffic.
Yeah, I was like.
Do you remember Traffic? Oh wow! Did he just stun on us?
Humble one, yo.
That little movie, that little nominated movie.
He was talking shit to Michael Douglas in that movie.
That's right. Yeah, I would say that would be the closest. I'm like, I remember we made that movie, and I thought it was hilarious because I was like like some kind of young preppy meth head kid, and I say all this terrible shit in the movie. And then you can swear on this, right?
Yeah, go. You already got us kicked off there. It's cool.
Fuck it.
All right.
But like when we showed it to a college, I think we showed it at USC. All the kids were laughing because they were my age, and they thought it was like hilarious. He's this guy who's so drugged up that he's talking all the time and saying nothing. And then we went to the premiere, and all the parents afterwards, I'm basically the guy who got their daughter hooked on drugs.
Oh, wow.
And so the parents afterwards even some of the reviews were kind of harsh. Like, saying like because it's weird. You play a bad guy, people are like, he's not such a great guy.
In real life.
Yeah, well, it's weird because like if you play a good guy, like trust me, in Hollywood, like that guy from Die Hard, doesn't actually blow up buildings.
He doesn't blow up buildings, right?
It's not such a bad guy, But like I remember after the premiere, I thought, I'm so used to on 70s show being a good guy. It's weird when you're kind of.
But that speaks volumes to who you are as an actor.
Exactly. Performance.
You, right? You got them hating you now.
Well, I like it. Who cares?
Right?
Yeah. I think I would have cared when I was younger, but now I love doing different things.
I didn't like you in the Predator movie when you were the bad guy.
I got the greatest story for you about that movie.
What happened? When you turned bad, can you say we're gonna come back with that greatest story?
Yes. Okay.
All right.
Got it.
Okay. Topher Grace is here. Sway in the morning. 888-742-3345. Sway in the morning. Shade 45. Topher Grace is with us.
Yep.
We were going to talk about, him playing, bad guys. He did it in Traffic, and the Predator movie, man, I didn't really expect that. It just kind of took a twist, and you became the villain.
Okay, here's my story.
Okay.
I was shooting a film in Detroit, so I went to see it on like 8 Mile or something. Like I went to see it with a very vocal audience.
Oh.
Yeah. And I'd never seen a horror movie with that vocal, and I'm in it.
You went to the hood to see the movie, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was, by the way, it was the most fun I've ever had seeing I was yelling. It was awesome. And then this guy behind me, this huge guy, goes, there's a scene right before it's kind of revealed that I'm the bad guy where my character starts crying.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember thinking, this is kind of a tough scene to do. I'm, such a pussy in this, but I'm about to try to cannibalize one of the characters, so I guess it'll change. So I'm watching the movie, and sure enough, this guy right behind me goes, "This guy's crying." He goes, "This guy's a little bitch." Look at this little bitch crying. And I'm sitting there and then it's revealed that I'm the killer, and I take out a scalpel and I start trying to eat this woman.
Yeah.
And he goes "Oh shit." And I turn around in my seat and I go, "Yeah, what's up now, motherfucker?" And he was like, "Whoa, no!"
That's awesome.
That guy's mind. That's the most scared you can be in a movie theater.
Right.
If the guy who's revealed as a killer is in front of you, whatever.
Oh shit! Who'd you go with? Were you by yourself?
Yeah, I went by myself.
You're an asshole for that. I love it.
That's the asshole thing. You got the asshole thing down pat. Topher Grace, ladies and gentlemen.
Awesome.
Well, that's hilarious.
How you doing, man? My name is DB, and I wanted
what's
to
up,
ask you about working with a lot of great actors that you have in the past.
Thanks, man.
Matthew McConaughey in Interstellar, Brad Pitt.
I'm doing a movie with Brad Pitt right now. Actually.
Right, and
Wait, what's the movie y'all doing, man?
It's called War Machine. We're over in Abu Dhabi, in the desert. We were just in a Black Hawk helicopter yesterday. It was cool.
Right, and now you're with Robert Redford and Kate Blanchett. So I feel like a person could be great at what they do, whether you're a musician, actor, athlete, whatever. But I feel like until you get put with somebody who's great before you is when you really find out how great you are.
Yes.
As with your talent. So who was it that you stepped on set with that you were like, oh shit?
Oh wow, man. Well, the first one would be the first film I did was Traffic with Michael Douglas. It was my first scene, and it was with him, and he was amazing. To me, a guy who's in this movie who I really had a lot with is Dennis Quaid. Did a movie with him, and so it's been great working with a lot of people. But what's great is when you have a long period of time with someone like Dennis and I had. Dennis was in Traffic too, actually, but we did a thing together a couple of years ago, and we did kind of months together on it. And then for this film, he's also in this movie, Truth, to have scenes with him, it's like you have an amazing shorthand when you've worked with someone that long, and it's cool. It's cool to be friends with someone that you grew up watching, yeah. But I agree with you. It's something about, I've heard this from athletes, I'm not that athletic, but if you are playing someone who's better than you, it actually ups your game. Instead of making you worse, it makes you better. I agree with that, yeah.
Sway and I and Tracy were talking earlier about like falling in love with hip hop. Like we've been in it and we love it so much, but sometimes you break up with it. You don't want to listen to hip hop no more. You want to stay away from it. Is it the same in acting? Do you just kind of like, I hate this shit. I don't want to do it. Let me step away. I'm fucking going to learn how to be a chef for a little while. Like what happens? Does it happen like that?
Yeah, I would. This is the hardest thing to complain about is fame, but I would say that's what I get more disenchanted with. Not that I'm that famous, but or celebrity or that thing. I get kind of more. Especially just being on a look, 70 Show is much more popular than I thought it would have been when I started it. So remember there were a couple of years where I actually took a year off at one point. Oh, wow. But it had more to do with I love acting, so I have no problem with that. Like, to me, what's amazing about acting is that you can, and then a lot of actors don't do this, but you can play a good guy in one film and a bad guy in the next film. You can do a big blockbuster and then do a small indie. So to me, that's what it's about. But my agents are always bummed that I do different things, because if you do the same thing over and over again, that's how you get money.
So you get the bigger money.
Yeah.
Right.
Catch you a superhero series or something like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
True.
But I imagine I really wouldn't. I guess 70 Show is the same thing over and over. But I was so young and learning. But I would hate to be in one kind of film. The problem is that's when you get, you're a commodity.
You did something with Kristen Stewart too, right?
Oh yeah, the American Ultra. Came out in August. Yeah.
It came out in August, and
she's great.
Excellent. I feel like all those actors from that Twilight series had a hard time breaking away from.
Well, she's an example of someone who now is doing so many different things because she was in that box for a long time. But I respect. She's doing amazing work right now.
Yeah. Topher Grace is with us. Trace, you got something for him?
Yeah, I have two things. The first, Toph, I'm wondering.
I
knew I was coming.
Thanks, T.
Exactly. We got that connection. But I'm wondering, I know writers and I know artists, and when they'll look at the finished product, sometimes they don't want to do that because they'll see little spots where they would want to edit this or switch this. Does that ever happen to you when you watch a film that you're in?
I hear actors say that. Like, I've never seen one of my films. I'm always like, you're lying.
Lies.
Like, there's no. First of all, why would you spend that much time making a film not to just kind of see how it came out? But sure, I it can. You don't want to watch it too much either, or you become kind of trapped in like
your own inner narcissism.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then the second thing, because you were saying if you're playing an athlete who's like better than you and how it can actually step up your game, I'm wondering, in just your normal life, say if you walk into a room, you're about to get into a situation that may be a little daunting and it tests your confidence, can you kind of just get into actor mode in your normal life and be like, I'm going to play the most confident man right now and just get through,
Man, if that were true, I would have been so lucky. I would have gotten so lucky.
Right.
But no, sadly. No, I heard I heard someone would say, like, if you're scared of going on talk shows, like, just play a character that's suave or something. But something I've noticed is all actors do it differently. So you can't say, like, the way I act is the way someone else acts. So maybe that's possible. For me, I always have to find something that's very much like me, even if it's a cannibal, like we were just talking about. You have to find the part that is kind of like you. So no, I've always had problems.
I think you're doing a good job.
Oh, thank you.
Topher Grace. Hey, man,
You're doing a good job, Toph.
We're going to open up the phone lines for our audience. And then we got a little game. We call it
Topher's Trivia Game.
That's up next. Sway in the morning. Sway in the morning, Shade 45. Topher Grace is here. Do you speak about the origin of your first name?
Sure. I grew up in Connecticut here, and I was Christopher. And I'd say, like, hey, like, I'm Christopher to someone. They say, oh, nice to meet you, Chris. I'd be like, Topher. And that's how that started.
Topher.
Yeah.
So it's really Topher Grace.
Yeah, that's right. It's Tiffer. No, but I wanted to be called Christopher, but no one will. And you know what? People are too lazy, as you've seen, to even call me Toph.
Yeah, Toph. Yeah.
I thought we were pals.
No joke. Everyone on 70 Show called me Toe.
They called you
Weird
Toe.
piece of trivia, yeah.
Wow, that's so we could add that to our trivia question. Alexander's on the line from Orlando. Good morning, Alexander.
Alexander.
Hey, what's up, Sway? What's up? Heather B.
What's up, fam?
How y'all doing?
Chilling.
I can hear. Okay.
Great,
Yeah,
great.
say hello to Christopher.
Hello, what's going on, Christopher? Man, I got a great question for you. Since you're on the Truth tip, regarding the Truth movie you just came out with, quick question. Back in the 70s show, did you ever smoke before or while filming the show?
That's the first time I've gotten that question. Just kidding. No, that's actually a good question. What I know is that some people went into the audition for that show. Because when I was auditioning high, and that was like a really bad idea because they'd freak out in the audition or whatever. No, and I don't think anyone did. It was like one thing I can say about that cast is everyone is a go-getter in that cast. Yeah. And everyone's still doing great from that cast. It's like, I'm so happy to be with a cast that isn't, everyone's doing. Yeah. Ashton and Danny are doing a show together right now on Netflix.
Really?
Yeah, it's gonna come out next year. And so, and Laura's on Orange Is the New Black, and Mila, has done like Black Swan.
Mila.
Yeah, Mila is Sway's Mila.
Yeah.
But anyway, we took it all very seriously. Sadly, because it looks like a lot of fun, but we were very serious. At work, we were serious. Then after work, we were not.
Emil is on the line from Baltimore. Go ahead, Emil. Say hello to Christopher Grace.
Emil.
What's up, Topher? How you doing, man?
What's up, man?
That's right.
You already know, man. And I want to congratulate you, man, based on, the 70s show, man.
Thank you, man.
I really can relate to that because, I've been a skinny kid all my life. Right? So your jokes got, they got me because of you, you know what I mean? Because, I was able to conjure up your shit and put it into my shit. And, man, you know what I mean? Hey, I made that skinny thing work, man. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, dude, come on, Mick Jagger. There's some other ones,
Yeah, skinny guys unite.
Thank you, man.
It's time, ladies and gentlemen. It's time when we put the guests to the test. All right, man. You didn't know it was coming.
Yeah, I know. This is about.
All right, here we go.
Ready?
DB, go.
Question number 1. George Lucas made the highest grossing movie of the 70s with Star Wars, earning $798 million worldwide. What was number 2? Was it Jaws, Grease, or The Exorcist?
Jaws.
Correct. Jaws.
He knew that.
$470 million.
All right.
Number 2. The highest grossing movie of the 80s belonged to Steven Spielberg with E.T. What was the second highest? Return of the Jedi, Empire Strikes Back, or Raiders of the Lost Ark?
Whoa, that's hard. I want to say Empire, but I bet it's Jedi.
Should have said Empire.
Empire Strikes Back, man. That shit was huge.
Question number 3. Many people know that Michael Jackson's album Thriller is the highest selling album of all time with an estimated 60 million copies. What was the second best selling album of all time? Was it AC/DC, Back in Black, Pink Floyd, The Dark Side of the Moon, or Whitney Houston, Bodyguard soundtrack?
Oh, man, I'm so nervous now. I don't know.
Whitney.
You Whitney? I mean, that was my era. Remember listening to that song, that Whitney Houston song.
Whitney Houston's song was big, but it was AC/DC, Back in Black.
Wow. Okay.
I wouldn't have guessed it.
50 million.
Damn.
Okay.
You got a dope beat.
Okay, go ahead.
Question number 4. The reality show that started it all, MTV's Real World, began in what year?
Oh, I don't get a multiple choice.
Okay, all right.
Come on.
All right, 1990, 1991, or 1992?
1990.
Nope, 1992.
Hey, for a bonus, which one of the Sway in the Morning hosts today sitting next to you was actually featured in that first year's season?
What?
Sway, Heather B, Tracy G, or me, DB? Who was on that show?
Well, you, DB.
No.
Heather B.
I got on to that show around season 10.
Okay, all right, okay, great. One last.
All right, last question. We're gonna move forward in years a little bit. Last year, only one album was certified platinum, selling over 1 million copies. Who was the artist? Was it Beyonce, Taylor Swift, or Drake?
I mean, why am I taking this test? Like, I have no idea about any of this.
I didn't ask for this.
I mean, I don't know.
We want to see what you really know.
Okay.
Your characters are very smart.
But I'm dumb. I'm just an actor.
He's telling the truth.
What was the choices again? I don't know.
All right, Beyonce, Taylor Swift, or Drake?
Drake.
Taylor Swift.
Of course.
Damn, Topher, you didn't know that?
You said it.
I was coughing.
Good Lord.
Topher Grace, Christopher Grace, ladies and gentlemen.
Who knows nothing about pop culture.
That's
or
okay,
anything.
man. That's even more appealing.
Exactly.
Like you right? We commend you for not knowing, man.
Thank you.
All right, man. The film is called Truth. It's available now. Be on the lookout for it. I'm looking for it.
Yeah.
Man, you have to come back on the show anytime.
Thank you for having me. Man.
Absolutely. Good to see you, man. I'm a big fan of yours. You see Jimmy Kimmel? Send my regards. That's your buddy?
Well, I know him a little bit, yeah.
Tell him come on the show, man.
Okay.
That would be fun.
You're our booking agent now, Topher Grace.
Okay, who else do you want?
Let's you get Jimmy first. Let's see what you do.
Do you like Brad Pitt?
I love Brad
Done.
Pitt. You can
Done.
get Brad? No, go. Ah, damn. All right.
It's Sway in the morning, only on Shade 45. Kilo.